Chinua, and she's always present. Yesterday was Chinua's birthday, and the singer Jody celebrated her son's birthday. I am proud of you, Jody. You've been on this show before, but I must still tell you once again, I love what you do for your and with your son, Chinua. Well done, Mama. Kudos to you. Yes, you are listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info once again. If you're just joining us, I am Zaynab, and this is Maternity Line Show. It's 22 minutes past 12 o'clock right here from our live studio, beautiful studio located on 267A SME and Crescent, Victoria Island. Yes, that's where we are. In case you have a business deal for us, come through, come over. We are here. Our reception, beautiful Auntie B, beautiful Mommy are there to attend to you. All right. Yes, do not forget to follow us all across our social media platforms. We are at Nigeria Info FM on X, that's formerly Twitter. On Instagram, we are at Nigeria Info FM Lagos. On Facebook, we are 99.3 Nigeria Info. Okay, that's Nigeria Info FM. Yes, that's what we are on our Facebook, right? And do want to follow us across. So not only that, on our website as well, that's nigeriainfo.fm. I love to put at. But that's the website anyway. Is www.nigeriainfo.fm. By the way, find ML Podcast, that's Maternity Line Show podcast, on there on the website. We've discussed series. We had series of discussion on various topics, bothering on motherhood, on parenting. So all the podcasts are there. I mean, the podcast of those past episodes are there on the website. Once again, nigeriainfo.fm. And let me tell you something. When you log on to our website, click under Listen Again. Scroll down a bit, then you see Maternity Line Podcast. Just click on it. All right. Thank you. Do not forget prices of diapers, wipes, and baby food have surged, just as prices of all products have been making rapid climbs in the market. All right, so you could be a lucky winner on our diaper giveaways. If you are a mother or a parent, all you have to do is listen to the show and tell me how old is your child. Okay, I did state that it's no longer limited to first-time parents alone, because the station Nigeria Info 99.3 has made it even easier and extended the love to every parent, as long as you have a child who wears diapers. Right, I'm going to be going on a short break right now, but before I go, Lagos today, we are discussing Save Motherhood in Nigeria, Kemi Folajimi's death, a case of ignorance, injustice, or both. I'd love to have your thoughts on this conversation. I have the husband joining the show, by the way. You might want to stick around for that.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
To take control of the money where you they make and wetin go happen next. Now the cocoa of life for plenty people there. How to manage their money? They start with how them they run things with their partner. But true, plenty sense they inside family planning. When you do family planning, you go fit to use Confido, take the run things with your partner under the move. You go get plenty joy as money where you they make go reach you spend, and your health and your well-being go they protected. No tanda the look make you join body with plenty people them. We don't discover the joy with the inside of family planning for Lagos. Remember, say you fit to choose from different plans where they available and make everything sweet for your future. Visit your health center today. Oh yeah, make this move now. Make your future day full with happiness and the good health. Now the Challenge Initiative, TCI, and Development Communications Network, DEFCOMS, do this message.
Hey, now what for this country? Everything just cash, even cash.
Hey, KC, I don't find you for shops this morning. Why you dey this kind of queue?
Jojo, now cash I want collect since morning.
Cash? Why?
I know one waiting happen for 1672 happen again. Today, I must collect correct naira note for hand.
KC, cash dey everywhere for bank, ATM, POS agent, and if you want run and cashlessly, you fit use mobile app, internet banking, ATM, POS, USSD, QR code, and other options them.
Juju.
You sure? I beg you, make we dey go. Your customers they shop, they wait for you. See, the cash where you define for Sokoto, there for your Sokoto. You don't understand? Country people, money na money. Spend them, collect them, no hold them, no panic. Cash day everywhere. This message now from Bankers Committee.
I say Nigerian, my rice must be premium. I want a stone-free rice. I don't want it gummy rice. That's why I choose Kiara. See, I see they swell Kiara. The aroma they make me hungry. Oh yeah, give me some. From the east to the west, pretty ladies here. Eat 35 bar and protein. Oh yes, from the north to the south, African king rice can be found. Choose Kiara rice, we don't go let you down. Joy, the taste of joy is here. Pretty lady, African king, very good. Proudly Nigeria, and Boku rice.
Experience the taste of joy with Kiara Rice Mills, makers of Pretty Lady, African King, Proudly Nigeria, Red Eagle, and Bogu Rice. Kiara Rice Mills, the taste of joy in every grain.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Part of conversations that affect you, mothers, as well as your child on Maternity Line Show, where Zaynab unearths motherhood through unique stories in reproductive health.
Pregnancy is quite challenging for me. For the first pregnancy, I had to deliver at 32 weeks.
I hit my tummy on the COVID and immediately I was rushed to the hospital.
How about asking questions that benefit your child, babies, and toddlers?
Immunization for children has a lot of benefits. You vaccinate your child till the 15 months. Most parents stop at 6 months when their babies stop breastfeeding.
On the show that features experts and professionals across maternal and child health, join Zaynab as she amplifies voices of women for better physical, mental, and social well-being. We discuss parenting.
My kid is a bit older now. When he was younger, it was a bit more stressful, but now we kind of work with each other.
My name is Ugo. Thank you for bringing up this topic. So I'm a single mother.
And even hand the mic over to allies who are men and fathers, creating better outcome for child and maternal practices. Join Zaynab Fridays 12:15 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info on Maternity Line Show, an all-encompassing medium for every woman, mothers and intending mothers.
Lagos today is Save Motherhood Day, which is a day set aside to reflect on how well our systems, our hospitals, and yes, even our homes protect lives of women, bringing life into the world. Save Motherhood, by the way, is not just a responsibility of governments and hospitals. It starts in our homes with awareness, preparation, and timely action. All right. And I would love to quickly chip this in as well. Monday, 7th April, that was 5 days ago, was World Health Day, which is also observed every year. All right. So the commemoration on Monday primarily, or let me say largely, centers on the child, while the celebration today or the commemoration today centers on mother. So you see how important maternal health is in the public health in general, within the public health in general. Of course, it's a public health issue as well. And just so you know, we've reeled out statistics often, regularly on the show when we are having conversations that bother us on. We talking about issues, serious issues, because I remember mentioning on the show last week that emergency incidents and the associated challenges have been identified as one of the major causes of death on a daily basis in Nigeria. All right. And also further research on emergency treatment for pregnant women in Nigeria under National Health Act does reveal that in 2024, Nigeria's government launched an initiative, offering emergency cesarean sections to poor and vulnerable women in a plan to bring down the high number of mothers dying in childbirth. So, maternal health is not something that you can just treat with levity. It's a subject area that needs serious discussion, actionable responses as well. And Maternity Line Show is that go-to show for discussion of such nature. Of course, you can listen to Morning Crossfire on Thursday as well, Health Thursday every other day. I remember Kofi having a conversation yesterday with Dr. Ogbola Yusuf on the World Health Day, and you might want to catch that conversation on our website as well. Just go on there, search for Morning Crossfire. All right. The conversation is up there. We don't need to repeat that here again on Maternity Line Show. And we may touch on that soon, maybe sometime in the future as well. All right. Okay, so it's back to Maternity Line Show. If you're just tuning in, I am Zaynab Yakin. And as I said before we went on break, today the conversation is Save Motherhood in Nigeria and Kemi Folajimi's death, a case of ignorance, injustice, or both. Do you think what happened to Kemi? Of course, the husband, let me check. I wouldn't know if he's been on. Hello, Mr. Folajimi. Mr. Folajimi, are you there? Okay, Folajimi had dialed in up to join the show via the telephone because of what played out last week on the show. But it's also looking like something is about to happen again. But let me check one more time, then we move on. Apparently, his line is not even true. Yes, his line is not through. I don't know what's going on. He's willing to be on the show and tell the story because the hospital in conversation has debunked saying that they did not ask him for deposit of 500,000 naira. I've been following that story since it came to my attention, and Folajimi insists that they were asked to pay a sum of 500,000 naira, and he pleaded that if they could commence the health care for his wife, he could easily run around and go get the remaining balance. But the hospital also has a very valid point. So according to the press statements by the hospitals, they made us understand that when the wife was brought in, the wife had no blood in the system again, and if they made any attempt to give her drip, she might still pass out anyway. And in order to avoid situation, they had to refer her to another public facility, a government facility where she could be easily attended to. Right? The press statement is there online. You might want to go search for it. Also, the Lagos State government has released a statement saying that thorough investigation will be launched into this conversation that has been making the rounds. Okay, so Lagos today, I would love to have your thoughts. While I do hope Folajimi will be able to join the show. Let me try one more time. Okay, now I think I'm just going to give up on that. Okay, do you think the case of Folajimi, Kemi Folajimi, is it a case of ignorance, injustice, or both? Ignorance in the sense that I wish Akinbobola Folajimi, the husband, I wish he he was on the show live, has agreed to be on the show with me today. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, was actually his first daughter's birthday. He clocked 9 years. Same day I called to check on him, and we had a discussion again that he will be on the show today. So I'm hoping maybe a lot is taking his attention right now. He probably might have forgotten. I sent him a message, got the banner already, but I'm not able to tell why he's not yet joining the show. Anyway, I'd love to give a bit of my recap of the conversation, a bit of recap of my conversation with Bolaniwa last week on the show. And I remember Mrs. Oboli requesting that we continue this conversation today. As much as I would love to do that, because today is Save Motherhood Day, and that Folajimi's husband, Mr. Folajimi himself, was able to join the show. Sadly, I just have to fill up. Okay. Now, I remember Bolaniwa, Iyanoluwa Bolaniwa, speaking on systemic failure bedeviling the Nigeria's health system or sector, and how that is affecting the maternal health further, and the importance of health insurance scheme, as well as highlighting some of the lapses, loopholes in the system, to include underfunding of the health sector. Also, he touched on how the Ilera Eco scheme has been of great help to indigent residents of Lagos, including that of Ondo State and some other states. He also referenced some other case and points, saying that Ondo State has one of the states with packages, a similar package like that of Ilera Eco, and he wishes that other states also hops on board, to shed light on why hospitals demand deposits even in times of emergencies, and how justifiable such requests could be in an emergency situation. Bolaniwa has this to say. Let me play this for you. Please stay here.
Hospitals are definitely underfunded across the country, right? And that's why you see that the private sector continuously understand that there's nowhere else they will get their money from apart from their patients, right? And to keep operations running, they need to ensure that they are able to make their money. Because by the time they open their books to you as well, you would see that a lot of times they also have a lot of default that's going on across their own systems as well. Yes, that's there. However, there's also that point where we know that the government needs to increase the percentage of health in Nigeria.
All right, that was in response to a caller or a commentator's request saying, can't Nigeria hospitals, can't the government make hospitals or healthcare totally free? So he was responding to that. I have a couple of others to play before the end of the show, but I would love to hear your thoughts on what happened to Kemi Folajimi, the late mother, whose case is still trending right now because the husband has continued to put content online. Also, hospitals in question has refuted claims that they did not ask him for deposit, while Folajimi insists that they did ask. Do you think Kemi Folajimi's death is a case of ignorance, injustice, or both? Why I'm asking, ignorance in the sense that I remember going through Folajimi's story. He granted an interview to Punch.com, and in that interview, Folajimi is saying that Their first child, who clocked 9 2 days ago, was birthed without any hassle. But the second child was birthed through the assistance of a midwife. And then that child in question is 6 right now, going to 7. And this third child they were expecting before the demise of a wife. And the child, of course, there were thoughts that they already believed that, I mean, it's they have the two older siblings through the assistance. I think specifically the second child with the assistance of Iya Agbebi, Mama Agbebi, a midwife living closest to them. But there's something fishy. Did the wife herself, just like Madam Romla, is it Romla or Romfola, who called into the show last week asking that, did Folajimi's wife, actually Kemi, did they formally register for ANC, antenatal care, in any hospital at all? Why didn't the husband rush her to that particular hospital? I've packaged all of these questions to ask her Folajimi on the show today. Sadly, Folajimi is unable to join. While I'm getting your thoughts, I will still be trying his his telephone number. Hopefully it goes through. Let me pick this call. Oh my, what's going on with my lines? Okay, the numbers to call 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. You can as well drop me your thoughts, your contribution on WhatsApp at 0809-597-5805. I'm going through message on WhatsApp right now in case you're just joining us. Okay, I have a call. Hello, good afternoon, Nigeria Info.
Hi, Lady Zaynab.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli. Yeah, thank you very much, Lady Zaynab. So, let me start by saying thank you for bringing back this topic, because it was rather inconclusive the last time we discussed about it. Now, amongst all things, I would really wish we were able to hear from the husband of the deceased. Although I know you've tried from your end, and it's all to no avail. But I also use this opportunity to commiserate with the family of Mr. Folajinmi on the demise of Mrs. Yemi Folajimi, because I know life will never remain the same again at this point.
I know.
Now, so you were asking a couple of questions that has really been bothering almost everybody listening to this show. You know, at this point in our lives in this country, I don't think no pregnant woman should die giving birth to her baby. We should have moved or gone past that by now. You understand? The Ilera Eco scheme is a laudable one, but how many people are keen into it? I think we should understand that this case being discussed not only stems from ignorance, injustice, or whatever angle we want to look at it, but also as a people, we shouldn't be ignorant when it comes to issues like this. So your wife is pregnant. Did you register for antenatal care? This is always shouted on the radio, television stations, anywhere. Did you register? And if you registered, did she follow through the process? How many places did you register? Who were you speaking with? Are they renowned people that, okay, in case of any eventuality or uncertainty, they are capable hands to handle your issues? Now, from the first pregnancy to the second one and the third one and this one, look at the stories you've said. So somebody that has her history should be the person they would go and meet. Not somebody that does not even have a history. They should be able to say, this is what we've been facing. Because when you go to the hospital, they'll ask you, how many children do you have? What happened in the first pregnancy? There should be a follow-through process. So all these things should have been put into cognizance. Now, when issues arise like this, the point you move your children or your wife to the hospital is also essential. If you get there timely or on time, you understand, something could have been done. So people would wait out their time, and before you know, God forbid, they will say the person's blood, there's no more blood, or BID, they brought the person in dead. So there are many questions that we ought to have asked Mr. Folajimi, but it's a pity he's unavoidably absent. But I'm just saying, for our listeners this afternoon, for your listeners this afternoon, this shouldn't happen to any other person. When they say experience is the best teacher, we should be able to learn from other people's experiences and try as much as possible not allow this repeat itself. You understand? It's painful. We commiserate with him, all pregnant mothers and everybody, the whole Nigeria, because this thing is still trending presently. But we are saying this shouldn't happen to any other person. Get there ASAP. Do the follow through. Make sure everything. Dot your I's and cross your T's. So that at the end of the day, you will be seen as blameless. People are casting aspersions on the hospital, on him. They have their own side of the story. He has his own. But please, let's just balance everything.
All right.
That is all I clamor for. Thank you very much, Lady Zaynab. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Bless you too, Mrs. Oboli. Just as you've said. Yes, sorry, I went MIA in just a split second. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, just as Mrs. Oboli rightly stated, no woman deserves to die. Not even this kind of death. Not even on a day like this that we are discussing, commemorating, celebrating Save Motherhood Day. It's disturbing. Yes, let me put it that way. It's disturbing because one of the profound reasons why a day like this is celebrated is to acknowledge the importance of safe motherhood itself, the crucial steps towards ensuring the well-being of every mother. And this is a bit that we are doing on the show, Maternity Line Show, to contribute, to discuss, to highlight problems. I remember wanting to have a serial discussion on five reported leading causes of maternal death in Nigeria, which also include eclampsia. And one of the things that the hospitals where the late Kemi, may her soul rest in peace, was taken to, that by the time they arrived at the hospital, Kemi had eclampsia and they could not manage it. Right? According to the owner of the hospital, he says Kemi had eclampsia, a life-threatening medical condition during pregnancy characterized by seizures in a woman with preeclampsia, which the hospital could not manage. So, this is me quoting the hospital. She was referred because it was beyond what we could manage. Note that she was found pale and needed urgent blood transfusion, and that she was said to have convulsed twice at home, the doctor said. Now, when asked whether the hospital referred Kemi to Ekpe because she had no prior registration with the facility, the doctor responded saying, "We don't attend to emergencies based on whether they're registered with us or not. Our duty is to save lives by attending to patients or refer immediately if it's beyond our scope." I have messages on WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is Shemi Lore. Okay, this is Shemi Lore. I wish to state this point clearly. Many of our women sometimes act uninformed and their partners are not even helping. This is a serious issue, and sometimes many couples act like once they already have a neighbor midwife, things would always go smooth. This need an awareness, a serious one. Well done, Zaynab. Thank you so much for your thoughts, for your contribution. Now, last week on the show, again, I remember asking Bolaniwa Yanolua, saying it is important, telling Yanolua, was it Dr. Fred? I think it was on Dr. Fred's show, that I think we need to have a program 100% dedicated to National Insurance Scheme. We've had a conversation on the Morning Crossfire before, but this time we need to delve into it so people people understand how easy they can access National Health Scheme, how easy they can access Ilera Eko. We've had the essay to governor on this show. I mean, if you don't understand, please ask questions. Speak out. Tweet. Tag us. Tag me at Nigeria Info FM. When you go to the hospitals, are you on Ilera Eko already? What are the challenges you are facing? Are you currently pregnant? Or are you seeing your neighbor midwife, believing that, oh, there is no need for formal, there is no need for formal, yes, that's what I'm saying. There's no need to register formally for ANC, antenatal care. You might be getting things wrong. You are endangering your life. Women, please. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info. What did you say? Hello, good afternoon. What's your name? Hello, you are live on Nigeria Info 99.3 maternity line. Okay, you might want to call back. The numbers to call: female only line 0201 465 7190, 0201 277 0993. Where to drop your comments: 0809 597 5805. This is Maternity Line Show, and we are discussing. A nurse is trying to call into the show. Nurse Emetobi. I hope there is no emergency. Good afternoon, Nurse Emetobi. I see you've been trying to call. Hi, good afternoon, Nurse Emetobi.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Zaynab.
Good afternoon. I see you've been calling consistently. What's going on?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Right.
You know, this situation on ground is a serious one, and it is happening everywhere. Some people believe that since they've given birth, maybe previously through VG, that the next pregnancy is going to be through VG. But pregnancy is something you can't predict. You can't predict what will happen during the delivery. So that's why I do advise the pregnant women that are in antenatal care, I do advise them, make sure you register with a good hospital. It is not all about money. Some people go to local centers because of the money, because they pay the money they pay there is very, very small compared to maybe when they go to hospital or maybe when they go to general hospital. But for their own safety and also for the safety of the child is very, very important. I do advise any hospital you want to register with, make sure they are well equipped. Because sometimes you might be booked for VG delivery, that's vaginal delivery. But when things go wrong, they will have to take you to the theater immediately and save your life. But in a situation, the place you register with, they don't have the facilities, they don't have the equipment to be able to resuscitate you when things are going wrong. Then the matter will go to the next stage. So most hospitals don't like taking up emergency cases, if it's true. Because when they take up that case, it's possible the woman might not survive it. And they'll start naming the hospital in another name that so-and-so person died in that hospital.
Nurse Bukola, I wouldn't want you to get cut off. We'll be right back right after this time out. Please stay here.
Thank you.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Did you know that micro, small, and medium enterprises account for 96% of Nigeria's businesses and contribute to about half of the country's GDP? They also provide around 84% of all employment in the country. Want to know more? Join us on Board Street Drive. our new business show, 2:30 p.m. Mondays on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. Let's talk.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos, welcome back to Maternity Line Show. Apparently, Nurse Emetobi, okay, I decided to call her on a telephone line. I did not see this coming. She's been listening in, and then she found that the guest who was supposed to be on the show isn't on the show. So she decided to call in. Nurse Emetobi has been on the show before now. Are you there? Okay, maybe we should just continue on WhatsApp since you are still not picking up. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, please, let's continue. So apparently, I had it in plan that by upper week, because I'm planning to speak to the hospital next week on the show. So upper week, I was planning to ask whether Auntie, the midwife, is now replacing the hospital, as it appears as though pregnant women consulting with midwife is beginning to steer them away from antenatal care. And should that stop them from formally registering for ANC? Hey, we can hear you. Oh,
Can you hear me better?
yes, we can hear you better now.
Maybe the woman is bleeding too much, or the woman's blood pressure is going too high. You know, the hospital will be able to resuscitate the woman. So it is advisable when you are pregnant, try to register with a good hospital. It is very, very important for the safety of the mother and the child. Like the case of this woman now, this woman can't come back to life because of the incident. But as long as she registered with a good hospital, something would have been done over that. So the movement of the woman from the midwife to the hospital, during that time, something would have gone wrong. And that hospital wants to take her because there is probability that she might still die. And that hospital wants to take a bad name. So they don't want to take that kind of thing. And if they don't have the capacity to be able to resuscitate the woman, they will try to refer her to another hospital. So moving from one hospital to the other, it will affect a lot of things. So the best thing, pregnant women, please, try to register with a good hospital.
All right.
For your own safety and also for the safety of the baby.
All right, Nurse Bukola, and thank you so much for stepping in this critical time. I do have a message here. Hi, Zaynab. It's very sad to hear about the event of the Folajimi family. We have a long way to go in Nigeria health system. We need to build our health system to a point where we as citizens need to do our bit, and the government their beat as well. The health system needs to be developed to a point of knowing and following up patients to the point of delivery. For our first babies and to the last, we had health officers assigned to my wife to monitor her gestational progress. My wife has preeclampsia for my triplets, but thank God she had reached UK before it happened. At the point of delivery, no time was a deposit asked by their UK health system. Life-saving comes first, and then other things can follow. It is well. Oh, AY, it's you. Thank you. Another message here. Oh my God, time is gone. He says, I watched Good Afternoon, Oyenka from Ikotu. Good afternoon. That man is a totally, oh no, you don't say this. He then registered for simple ANC. His wife is dying and is using her to create content. Who does that rubbish? He kept saying, take us to any hospital, useless man. Oh God, I'm sorry I said this. I mean, I can't continue with this message. I mean, it's too abusive for me. Thank you so much, Nurse Emetobi, for stepping in. I'll reach out again. Thank you so much, Lagos, for your thoughts and contribution. Yvonne Ohaifo is live in the studio for the 1 o'clock news. Stick around. Right after that is Down for Conversations with Cecile Gay of Lagos.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.